and welcome to another segment of the Nursphere channel. I'm Hal, and it's great to be here. Today I want to focus on how companies take advantage of the love you have for your family and your children. Now, this is something that, that may be controversial, but maybe not. But I'm sure that everyone really realizes, or they are aware of companies trying to bring in their products from the one generation to the next. And this is something that they've been doing for many years. But has it ever occurred to you, for any reason, when companies produce or promote a product, say like something that has to touch your body or something that has to go inside your body, do they ever ask you or ask the audience or ask their customers, how do they feel about certain chemicals going into their bodies and the effects of what these chemicals can have over time? Do they ever ask that question? No, they don't. They just produce it. And some of the folks at FDA and the Food and Drugs Administration, they just allow it. And I'm so happy that we have a new administration that's going to bring more accountability to some of these approval methods to allow certain chemicals to be entering into the human body that's causing all kinds of issues with our next generation. Although you look at their ad campaign, they look like they're just friendly and wholesome companies that you want to do business with. But underneath it, they're looking at cutting costs and using preservatives. And basically, it has an ill effect over time if we continue to support these products. One product in particular that I have a problem with, and I've always had a problem with, is Band-Aids. Band-Aids, as well as other, tape, cotton type of solutions, if you want to call it that, does not heal the wound whatsoever. Doesn't cause wounds to heal. And I've talked to a physician that I won't name, and he basically said to me that it just gives people something to do if something happens. Can you imagine that? We just want to give people something to do if something happens. Now that's, to me, it goes across the board when it comes to people use the euphemism of saying, oh, it's just got a Band-Aid on it. It's not really a cure. You're right. It isn't. When we're talking about superficial wounds specifically, these are wounds that you don't have to see a physician for. Although I would recommend all wounds should be at least seen by a nurse or a physician, and continue to do that. But one of the things that our healthcare providers will give is a Band-Aid. And now we're finding out in the medical community and scientific community is that we have forever chemicals that are laced in these bandages. And there's a few lawsuits that are pending because of these forever chemicals. And these forever chemicals, basically call it forever chemicals because it stays into your body forever. So, yeah, there's a reason for me to be alarming, other than the fact that even when Band-Aids didn't have forever chemicals, or if there ever was a time that they never had it, I think they've probably always had it. It's just that we didn't know about it. But let me just preface this, is that even if they didn't, Band-Aid still is not a good solution for healing a wound. And it never will be. And this is one of the reasons why we create a product called Nursphere. Nursphere is a dome, a very hard shell plastic domes that you can see through. You can see your wound while it heals. It has a gap space, more than an inch gap space, to allow your wound to heal without being disturbed. And Band-Aids just cannot perform the same abilities as NurseFear. In other words, we officially call NurseFear as a therapeutic product. Although people laugh at the fact that it's just a small little plastic that goes over the skin, but I'll tell you something, folks. It's more than meets the eye in what NurseFear provides. It allows sun to enter the wound, and also allows natural air so that the wound could breathe. And also with the wall, it encapsulates or it insulates the wound moisture as well. So this is some of the things that, but it does all these things and it doesn't touch the wound, ladies and gentlemen, and children if you're listening. So I just want to speak a little bit about the revolution that's needed to take place, not only in our White House, but also on the medical shelves and the counters at the drugstores. We need to have more products that are more conscious for healing our wound the way nature has intended to be healed. It's amazing that we're first to jump to get something because someone else got something, like sheep. But many times people moving like sheep will go to the slaughterhouse and have a number of different problems in the long run. So this is a solution that we've created, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about NurseFear and its mechanics. And I just hope that you guys take heed, because one thing about injuries, they will always occur. Doesn't care about what the stock market is. It doesn't care about how much money you made, how much money you lost, or how many people in your family. Everyone at some point is going to have an accident. It's nowhere around it, folks. These are the risks that we live as humans. There's going to be problems. And you know what? NurseFear is going to be around. We're not going anywhere. We're going to be right here talking about solutions and not just something to give someone for something to do. That's it for now, folks. Hope you tune in to the NurseFear channel here on YouTube and some of the other social media sites that'll be available as well. Spread the word, like and subscribe. We're just starting out. Going to have a number of people that's going to be speaking from the healthcare community, and they're going to speak on NurseFear and how it's benefited their patients. Thank you and have a great day.